Hey, I'm Pera Perez, artist of Spider-Woman.
And I'm Carla Pacheco, writer of Spider-Woman.
You're listening to Know Her is to Fear Her.
The Spider-Woman Podcast.
Hi, Jessica.
Who the hell are you?
The woman who's going to save your life.
Welcome back to Know Her is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. We're your hosts, Seren and Rey.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Seren. How are you? This is going to be a fun discussion. Yes, because we've got a fair few issues to cover, but...
Talk about cramming, guys. Consider this your cram sesh right before the final exam. And exactly. I'm not sure how well Rey and I are going to do, but we're going to try.
Going to give it a red hot go. But, if anything, Seren, I thought, geez, it's good comics, like it being a visual medium as well, because that helped a lot when it came to cramming, so to speak.
Yes.
A lot of the visuals gave away, obviously the plots and what was happening. So managed to power through it. Fear not as well. Look, I don't want to give this any disrespect, Sarah, and I will be revisiting this and thoroughly pouring through each issue again after we do this discussion, because they were fun issues,
and there was actually some good plot set up for Jess here in these issues, so they were actually pretty important. But before we get into that, and also I guess I should say what we will be talking about after Rey and I go through news is we are talking about New Avengers Breakout issues 3 through 6 to finish the arc, hence the cramming. But Rey, over in the Discord, yes. It looks like you got some Marvel Champions card sleeve encounters.
Yeah. Have you got like a spare 3 hours or?
No, but I'm looking at the little like house counter, and it does it click when you do it? Because I would totally use that as like a fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't got that yet. I'm thinking very much of getting it. I was checking out Etsy, so just on the Discord channel, all the Spider Babies. I was again throwing my obsessions just online there, and I did find on Etsy there's a hero dial counter, but it's you can customize it, and it's got. So I picked the one with Jessica Drew. So I want to pick up that. Fidget spinners, Seren. Possibly, if it's really weighted evenly, I reckon you probably can. But yeah, So, I know. I was just dabbling around, seeing how I can pimp up the Marvel Champions. Seren, I did purchase the Spider-Woman sleeves, so I will be sleeving my Jessica Drew cards in the very beautiful. It's got that Spider-Woman insignia on the back. It's got the 2 eyes and the yellow.
It's got her mask. It's basically her mask.
It's really cool, really nice. So I've got them for all the core heroes, but this is the first one. I definitely want to pimp out like Jess's stuff because she's so fun to play with.
There's a matching game mat for those too. Not that you need another game mat. Just gonna.
Well, I might just end up getting it as well if I, throw a lot of coin that way. I just love it. And the game mat's a big size, right?
Yeah. If it's anything like my Ultra Pro mat, because I have an Ultra Pro game mat for Critical Role, and it's a nice size. Like it's wide enough, for my keyboard and to serve as a mouse pad. It's big, but I use it as a mouse pad, guys. I don't use it to game. Okay. So yeah, I use it as a mouse pad. It looks fantastic.
Yes.
So if I couldn't find the Spider-Woman one, because I would have gotten that if it was still easily available to me, I'll have to hunt it down on like eBay or something.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah. Definitely.
So in other news. Spider-Verse Legends, Marvel Legends, and Funkos are now showing up in stores. My Jessica Drew Across the Spider-Verse Funko arrives tomorrow. So make sure if you want to get them, local comic shops. I know Third Eye Comics actually in Maryland actually has them on display right now. I had to check my LCS, but if your LCS sells Legend figures, chances are they probably have them. What else? Oh, something very interesting that I've noticed, at least with the Funkos. I didn't quite pay attention to the Marvel Legends, but at least with the Funkos, Jess is being marketed as Spider-Woman on her box, and on the Marvel Spider-Gwen Funko, she's actually being called Spider-Gwen. So, which is interesting because on Twitter, if you use the hashtag Spider-Woman, you get Gwen, and it annoys me to no end.
That would annoy me too. It's very inconsistent, isn't it? So come on, Marvel or Funko or whoever's behind it. We all know Spider-Woman should be given the moniker to Jess, right? I mean, so when you said that, when you told me that before, Seren, I was very happy. I mean, yeah, sure, Spider-Gwen, absolutely. Have Gwen as Spider-Gwen.
Or even just call her Ghost Spider-Man. Ghost Spider's actually a pretty cool name, in my opinion.
Oh, I was about to say she's got so many names. Like, does she really need a Spider-Woman? Like, no.
No, she doesn't.
That should be Jess's. So, yeah, so Twitter, you've got to pick up your game, please. Get the real Spider-Woman happening there.
Yeah. If Twitter's not going to pick up its game, though, Twitter's like trying to...
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
It's a hot mess.
Doing its thing that it does. I saw this thing, Elon Musk, something to do with how he branded his office. Did you see that?
Yeah. So basically, what happened is the dog coin or whatever it's called. He owes a fuck ton of money about it, so he changed the Twitter search to the little Shiba dog or dog or whatever, and so that way it hides the search. So what he owes is hidden, and only that comes up as Twitter.
Oh.
He's trying to fuck with search engines. Also, on the Marvel Legends for Across the Spider-Verse, Gwen is Spider-Gwen. Sorry, I just confirmed it now.
Gwen is Spider-Gwen. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Good. In the Marvel Legends. Yes, I love them even more now. Marvel Legends. Well done. Yes.
Actually, though, Actually, very interesting. So, she's Spider-Gwen on Gwen, and actually the Spider-Woman Jess one is just Jessica Drew. She's just Jessica Drew. Spider-Gwen and Jessica Drew. That's how they marketed them for Marvel Legends.
I don't know how I feel about that. Sarah, what do you reckon? I mean, Jessica Drew is great. I mean, she is Jessica Drew. I can't deny that.
Right.
Shouldn't she have her code name?
She should, but I almost, at least they're not calling, I'm okay with it because Gwen is Spider-Gwen. They're not calling her Spider-Woman. So I'm okay with it. I'm still mad about it.
Hasbro.
But
yeah. Passable, Hasbro, passable. I renege my total enthusiasm. Decent, but you could do better. Come on.
Yeah. And I'm kind of mad because Gwen comes with a separate head and 2 fists. And then Jess, you can change out her hands. Most of them you can only just change out their hands. Spider-Punk comes with a guitar, which I would be very disappointed if he hadn't come with a guitar.
Yeah. But so what you're saying though is exactly the same as the last Legends figure, where it's just the hands that change.
She is very pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, but no accessories,
just her hands. Yeah, just her hands. Same with Miles. Well, no, Miles has a different head. If they come with a cowl, it looks like they have. Spider-Punk does not have a different head. He has different hands and a guitar.
You've got to have something. That's a bit disappointing.
The Spider-Man in the sweatpants, he actually only comes with extra hands. He does not come with a different head that I can see.
Yeah.
And 2099 doesn't come with a new head either. He just comes with extra fists.
really?
Mm-hmm.
That maybe there's a lot of work to put into. I'm putting it. Maybe the detailing of the figures are quite intricate, so maybe they don't need those extras. But like you'd always, I mean, I don't know. I always like the accessories. I've got a Namor one. He's got a trident. That's pretty cool. Moon Knight has got like 1,000 crescent moons and a bow staff, and he's got all that. So that's cool.
At least Spider-Punk comes with his guitar.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. If they didn't have a guitar, heads will roll.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, we've got to be happy. There's a lot of Spider-Woman content like merch coming out. So I mean, let's not forget that. I don't want to be too kind of picky in the sense, but it's fantastic. I can't wait to get them.
Yes. And speaking of Across the Spider-Verse, the new trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you've seen it, Seren. I haven't yet. I tend to try and I don't know. I steer clear of trailers every now and again.
But are you one of those people that can't be spoiled by anything?
No, because
I'm nothing against people who can't be spoiled by anything, but I have so much more fun knowing a little bit of what I'm getting into. I love. Them.
After criticizing inconsistencies, I've got to admit I'm pretty inconsistent in that as well. Sometimes I'll happily watch trailers if I have this urge within me to I really want to check it out. Otherwise, I just kind of let it kind of pass by. But no, I don't mind knowing stuff, Seren. It's good.
Okay.
But what did you?
I haven't seen it since I watched it. I watched the Marvels trailer today. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. Jess is in it, but I don't recall hearing her actually speaking. It was a lot of the same clips from the original teaser. But it does look very good, so I'm very excited to see the movie. And
nice.
The fact that they're giving her toys and stuff makes me think she has a somewhat significant part, because I think she's.
She'd have to.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you'd think so. Maybe even building for a more substantial role if they do, and surely they'll do another one. A trilogy. They work in trilogies, don't they?
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure they will. Well, I don't know if Sony does, but I'd be surprised if they didn't at this point, right?
So successful, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be very surprised if they didn't. So, but no, they're supposedly, now that after this movie, they're focusing on one with the girls, Silk and Gwen and Jess, apparently.
Oh yeah, there's all these talks and rumblings. I don't know what's real or not, but yeah.
I don't know either. I haven't looked in the MCU world at all for news on the Olivia Wilde movie. There was a recent rumor of Billie Eilish being cast as Jess, and I'm like, I'm like, that's just wishful thinking, people.
Yeah, has she ever acted before as well?
I have no idea. I mean, she could be fantastic, and she's a beautiful singer, but that's about all I got on it. I'm like, well, I
think she's got green eyes as well, hasn't she, Sarah?
I have no idea, dude. You think I follow music that well? No way. I have fucking no clue. If it was rock music, I might know a little bit more, but no. Oh yeah. I know nothing.
How dare you not know the eye color of a singer or a musician that you don't follow, Seren?
I know. God forbid. I'm so terrible. So no, my still top picks for her would be Ana de Armas or Naomi Scott.
Yeah.
They're still my top picks for Jess.
So. How about did we say this? God, I don't even know her name. I don't know if I can. Vikander. She's the partner of Michael Fassbender.
None of that. I have no idea who you're talking about, dude. I don't even really know. I know the name Michael Fassbender, but I can't put a face to it. Yes, guys, I live that much under a rock. You think I would know, but no.
Oh, he's Magneto, the Magneto, in the movies.
I don't watch X-Men anything.
Damn. Yeah. Anyway, I think she'll be good as well. I can't remember her first name. Vikander, I think, is her surname. She was Tomb Raider in the movie.
Alicia Vikander. Alicia, yes.
Yeah.
She would also be excellent. Yes, she would be fantastic. Yeah. Oh, Alicia, I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, Alicia. Yeah, when the minute you said Tomb Raider, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
She would be excellent. Yes, she would.
Yeah.
She would be great. She would be absolutely great.
So my pick would be either her or again, I can't remember. Was Diarmas the one that you
Yeah,
mentioned?
Anna de
Yeah.
Armas, she'd be great, I think.
Anna. Yeah, she'd be good as well. Yep.
Also, I guess we have confirmation that God, what I'm batting 200 today, guys. What is her name? She was in A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. What is her name?
Oh, Emilia Clarke?
Yes, she is playing Talos' now grown daughter. So in the Secret
that was
Invasion.
revealed.
Yeah, that's been revealed. So she's not
Abigail.
She's not Abigail.
She's not Jess.
Unless that's the name she takes as her person form, which is entirely possible.
True.
I mean, not that, you know. So
yeah.
No, as far as we know, she is not Abigail unless, you know, again, something changes in the plot. But no, she is Talos' daughter in the Marvels.
Well, here's the thing, I think, because she's such a big name, I doubt that she would be relegated to a character that was just been created through the MCU.
I think she's going to have, well, I don't know, we'll see. I don't think she's going to be Jess. Well, obviously not, because she's a Skrull.
No, but I think you're right. I think she might end up being, like you know, they might make Abigail Brand like a Skrull, you know.
Unless she is posing as Jessica Drew as Talos' daughter.
Hang on, let me get my head right.
Okay.
She's posing as Jessica Drew as Talos.
So she's Talos' daughter, but maybe she is Jessica Drew.
Oh yeah, cool. That would be.
This is me just pulling crap out of my butt, guys. Yeah, I don't know.
Tinfoil hats.
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
But that'd be pretty cool. But again, though, that'd be pretty cool. But it's like that won't be the real Jess, though. So that would be a little. I don't know if that's a kick in the guts. I don't know how Carlos would feel. Carlos, let us know. Yeah. I don't know how you'd feel. But yeah, I'll be happy for that. You know, if that means that Jessica Drew's been mentioned in the
or
MCU,
maybe Talos' daughter, her name's like Kia or something. Maybe she's the new Veronki. Although no, but it seems like she's a good guy, so I don't know. But she could be. Well, we don't know. This is
Sharon.
tinfoil hats on tinfoil hats.
Don't be duped. Who knows? She could be bad. Yeah, you're right. And then that would actually elevate Emilia Clarke's, role as quite a substantial one. Because there was a rumor that they thought that she was going to be Veronki as well, right? That was one of the rumors.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So they could have just replaced her with Talos' daughter instead.
Yeah.
Which would be very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very interesting. That trailer is really good, though. I'm very excited for the Marvels, mainly because Kamala Khan is just a joy. I love her so much.
I can't wait to see her. But I can't wait to see her.
Have you watched the show? I haven't finished the series yet, but I have is joy. She's just such a joy.
Oh, it's a really fun departure. I think it's a different vibe of same how She-Hulk was a different vibe. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. I think she's great considering she hasn't been acting that long, from what I understand.
She's very good.
She's very comfortable in front of the camera, and she can evoke a lot of stuff. So love to see her again. With obviously Brie Larson and apologies, I don't know the name, but with Spectrum.
Yes. God, let's go. Cast of the Marvels. Here we go. You can hear
I'm sorry. Starts with the T. I'm going to say starts with the T.
Teyonah Parris.
There you go. I knew it was. I got one letter. Something.
So, who's in this? Actually, we're just going to defect a little bit from.
Who's the big bad? Is it Kang?
No, Zalway Ashton is the big bad. If you don't know her, she is married to Tom Hiddleston. And they, along with Charlie Cox, were in a play. And oh my God, I saw the frickin' play. And I cannot remember the name of it. Miriam is going to kill me. Miriam, help. What was the name of it? She's going to kill me. And I was with her when I saw it. And I can't remember the name of the play. It was a very great play. It was told in It was told in reverse order. It was very good. It was, and the
Oh.
only cast was her, Tom Hiddleston, and Charlie Cox.
That's all you
And
need.
there was one guy like extra playing like a bartender or whatever who's really funny. Great play. I cannot remember it. I'm so mad at myself about it. But she's a big bad. And it is Teyonah Parris, and Iman Vellani is Kamala Khan. What was that play called? I cannot believe. Holy crap. It was really good. I saw it. It was excellent. Nope, we're doing it.
Blank.
Yeah, it's really what? Betrayal. That's what it was called. It was an excellent play. They all nailed it. Tom and Charlie together are so good. It was. I would love to see Loki and Murdoch together. We have a greater chance of that now somehow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were so good. And then so Zawe Ashton's the big bad. I forget who her role is. But she is the big bad. And it's just gonna be.
That's gonna be awesome.
So good.
That's towards the end of this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've got June, we've got Secret Invasion, so they usually spread these things out. So.
Mm-hmm. This one seems to pick up where Miss Marvel left off. So you know how because I know how Miss Marvel ended. So this is seems to pick up where that left off, which is interesting. So I'm not sure where Secret Invasion falls in all of that.
Yeah, because it would have to be come and gone or been in the midst of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, or Secret Invasion happens and then while they're all happening simultaneously. I don't know. It's gonna be really good though. I've got to catch up on my Marvel shows. I'm gonna be I've got a week. I got some vacation coming up in a couple months, and I'm gonna spend a whole freaking week marveling out to catch up.
Should.
So yeah. In other news, because we've been going for a while here, Jess is back in the comics. Thanks, Rustin, for following that and keeping us updated, because I'm not reading it. Jess is now back.
Yes, I do have it in my brown paper bag in my pile of comics that I'm far behind. But yeah, that's great to see.
And
drawn really well by Mark Bagley. So.
Yes, so Jess is back. They got her back. They got Kane back too, which apparently Kane was completely forgotten about at the start. So then they're like, well, we just offed him like we offed Jessica, but we didn't do it. We did it off screen. So now he's back because we actually forgot he existed. I don't know. Kane fans are really mad. But Jess is back. So
Jess is back, and there's a little bit of a little partial spoilers because it's from Spider-Man, I think 7 or 6. I can't remember what it's up to. But yeah, she gets whisked back, welcome back, Spider-Woman. She makes a little quip, Seren, about, don't tell me this is like a Skrull invasion again. Because she doesn't know what's happened. She gets kind of rematerialized.
Yeah.
So that was a nice little nod there from Dan Slott.
Yeah, well, if it had been, she probably would have been like... Actually, that would be really interesting. I want to know, because people who have followed this series, how much time has passed for the end of Spider-Verse? What was the time span? That's what I would like to know.
Yeah, during this actual series, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, I follow the series. I haven't read that last issue. It seems... Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell unless you really map it out. It seems like anywhere between a week to like a month or something, maybe. It's not like it's happened all in one day. That's all I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that's not done in one day. But yeah. Because there's a lot of fighting in it, Seren, and you don't know, and then they stop and then they fight again, and. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe a week. I'll say a week. But any listeners, Spider Babies out there, please prove me wrong. Add a bit more science to it rather than Ray just going, yeah, I think so.
We need some hard, cold facts.
Yeah. Yes. We need, was it analytical? We need, all that.
Yes, exactly. So what else do I have? I think that's basically all we got.
Pretty good slab of news, Saren. Like considering, like we're talking about merch, you're talking about the small screen, the big screen, and we've covered comics. So, I was about to refer to you as Jessica Drew, Saren. Is that? So, so I was about to say, so Saren's popped up in all the mediums that we need. So I meant to say Jessica Drew. So.
It's okay, no worries. So
yeah, so that's pretty good. So yeah, shall we get to?
Let's do issue number 3. We are not as organized today with these guys, so let's apologize in advance. So
again, one of the most misleading. So as Saren said, we're going to round off Breakout in a cram style.
yes.
So as I mentioned, I didn't spend as much time as I could have to read this thoroughly, but I went through it. It's fantastic. It's so much fun, Saren. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I had some fun with it. I had some quips with the art, but other than that,
okay.
I'll just get that out of the way. I mean, it's not bad overall. It's very good, but there are just some parts that just remind me a little. It's just still a little too 90s for my liking, but that's just me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. So what we'll do, I guess, fair listeners, we've got 4 issues to cover. So I guess rather than a synopsis and reading each synopsis for each issue, Saren, we'll just kind of give a little pitch, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Of each issue before we go through it, and then we'll bounce to the next one. Yeah, I mean, we can even bounce between. I don't know how structured you want to do this, Saren. We can bounce between issues.
Let's keep it for now. So I think this one, yeah. So this one's actually kind of nice because it kind of starts. Well, we've got Sentry on the cover here, and his unfortunate signal right around his waist. It just doesn't look good.
I was about to say one of the most misleading covers again. But anyway.
Yeah, it's very misleading. So they're on the helicopter carrier. So basically, what this issue number 3 is, you have. It seems like it's the morning after the breakout, and you have Tony and Cap. They're just like reminiscing about the night before and how the events the night before ended. And I think this issue is Cap then going through and trying to get everyone who was there, asking them if they want to reform the Avengers is basically what this is.
So basically at the front there, Sarah, I guess when they're recounting it, they're looking at the people that were involved. So as we saw in issues 1 and 2, you got the likes of Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and that's what Tony and Cap are really talking about, right?
Right.
And whether they can be these new Avengers,
right? We get a little bit of a flashback too about, because at the end, if you recall, at the end of the last issue, Purple Man broke free and was like, they realized he broke free and he was going after Luke, and Purple Man overestimated his abilities.
Yeah, I like it. It's such a sorry, Sarah. It's such a bait and switch, from Bendis, because it ends on that kind of cliffhanger in the previous issue 2, and then it actually jumps to just Cap and Iron Man talking like after the whole event,
right?
And then we get a quick catch up, and Purple Man has absolutely no hold over Luke Cage. So it was a real subversion, I think, of what you would expect.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the most interesting part here, I mean, other than everyone getting the tar beaten out of them, is how Cap goes. I really like how Cap goes to everyone. I think he goes. There's that really. Go back for a minute. You were scrolling.
Go
back
Daredevil?
up. Nope. Go back up.
Oh, back up.
There's that really nice panel of Jess kicking ass.
Oh yeah, yes, flying through the air.
Yep, with her Venom Blast. Really cool panel of Jess there. Anyway, so they all get some really good kick-ass scenes. But I like how he went through everyone, and how who was it that said? Luke said, he's like, yeah, Daredevil's not going to do this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you'd expect it, because as a reader, and I guess historically knowing, you'd be going, oh, hang on, if Cap wants to recruit them all, the hardest person to recruit for me would be Daredevil. Spider-Man as well, because he's typically kind of not a team player, but he has been known to be part of the Avengers, so he's got
I think this was his very first Avengers team, actually.
Sorry?
Wasn't this his first Avengers team ever in comics?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
In the 90s, he kind of flitted around. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, he had a lot of guest appearances in the 90s, but he never was an Avenger. So, yeah, I reckon, it's probably the first time. But he's always kind of been in and around the Avengers. Like, there was some great 90s stories where he goes off into space with the Avengers as well, which is really fun because he's totally out of his element. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Well, yeah, I guess considering he's a Fantastic. I mean, he was more a Fantastic Four, I think, then.
Yeah. But Daredevil certainly is a lone wolf.
I love Daredevil so much.
He's so cool. Yeah. And so, I mean, also as well, listeners, just to let you know, we are doing a video as well. So Seren and I are referencing visuals. So we've got some slides of the comics here. So if you want to check it out, the video will be available pretty much around the same time as the podcast episode too.
Yep. There's a nice shot of the Sentry there. That's real good.
Sentry. But that's all he does here, right? I mean, that's the last we see of him.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He goes. Spoilers for future issues. He goes back into Shield custody, probably willingly.
Yeah.
So here's Tony and Cap having their.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension between these two.
Mm-hmm. But this page in particular, essentially talking about Cap doesn't want any politics involved in the new Avengers thing, so it's not kind of sanctioned per se.
Well, Cap has powers.
Yeah.
So here's Peter. You know, I feel like if Peter showed up to public school looking beat up, he would be sent home because that has got to distress the kids a bit, right?
And it would have, surely. Yeah. He's got a huge bruised cheek,
right
there. But yeah, as you say, I love how Cap kind of goes up, recruits everyone. This was funny as well. He goes to meet up with Luke, but has a nice interaction with Jessica Jones.
I'll say this: I feel like it's kind of a whiplash to me, going from the end of Alias and how dark that comic was to seeing Jess a little bit like this here. I was like, well, I mean, I guess it is exciting to be having a baby, but also it still just seems a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
what's the time frame between the Alias series ending?
She's pregnant at the end of that.
Oh, okay.
So this is only like
close.
this is like a few months after. Like he's showing, so she's very close to giving birth, but whereas at the end of Alias, she just found out she was pregnant.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, so that's a good
and hormones
9 months
and all of that. True, but
yeah. I mean, but yeah, I can totally see what you mean. Yes, I love he's a Cap. Just feeling for the baby. Luke's, get your hands off my woman.
I do. Well, I do say I do like Jessica Jones with the brown hair. Then how they draw Jessica Jones to look like Kristen Ritter now makes her still even more like Jessica Drew, and I have a beef with that.
Yeah. I prefer. Yeah, there is a very distinct.
I have a beef. I have a beef with it.
You have a beef.
I do have a beef.
Yeah. I've got to say, look, talking about art as well, just the expression there in Luke Cage's face, I think was done really well. His reaction.
I don't like how they draw Cap. I don't know. There's just something I don't like about how they draw Cap here. Like,
okay,
Luke looks great, but there's something about Cap that doesn't seem right to me.
I know what you mean. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got a weirdish kind of look. I mean, apart from
he's supposed to be chiseled, all American, blah blah, but I don't know.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite bits as well. Just very kind of stoic Daredevil.
I love Daredevil.
When Cap goes, when he's just standing on top of a rooftop, but what he does, he lets slip he actually does himself in, and he refers to Peter Parker,
Yeah.
Spider-Man as Peter Parker to Cap. Then he goes,
yeah, because
do
he
you
can't
know who Peter Parker
see,
is?
so of course he knows because he can't see, but he can hear
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
they sound the same. So can't say I blame
Yeah.
him.
Exactly. But Cap's always very good. He doesn't care, and he asks Daredevil to think about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to force him, so we know it doesn't eventuate
I
to
think
anything.
Daredevil and Cap are actually kind of a lot alike.
Well, Cap's Daredevil's a little bit rough, a bit more
Well,
rough around
yeah,
the
but
edges.
I think there's like a principle, like baseline that they're similar.
Yeah.
And here's our girl Jess. Here we go, kicking ass. We know the fallout with her. She got demoted. A lot of fallout here.
Yeah. But there's a promise of being part of the new Avengers, a new facility, rebuilding the mansion. She asks about a cool clubhouse.
Hey, and he smiles like, yeah, there's going to be a cool clubhouse. But what's interesting here, I think, is that she's going to be, guys, for those of you who are not familiar with this, oh, by the way, we're going to be spoiling Secret Invasion a little bit as we go through
absolutely.
this. She is the liaison between the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. Keep that in mind going forward and why that is important.
Yes.
You know who else has green eyes here? Because this is something I realized. Now, I don't know how Jarvis has been drawn in the past, but notice that Jarvis's eyes are green. Speaking of Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I've noticed as well. Lovely.
Do you know how Secret Invasion plays out? Spoilers.
Yes.
Very interesting.
And you can see clearly Tony and Steve's eyes, brown and blue respectively. So it's all in the eyes. I thought this interior to the mansion seemed a little 70s for me, but hey, that's just me.
I actually kind of love it.
Interior. Yeah, it's got a vibe. It definitely has a vibe. And yeah, so we come to the end of this issue, Seren. The big takeaway, also apart from the recruitment, is this last page for Jessica.
Yeah. So she's being roped in by someone sneaky. So Jess at least is being like, you're gonna not the same arrangement as last time. We're gonna pay this time. I don't know what the original arrangement was. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have no idea. Me too. I can't remember.
That was her arrangement before she got demoted, but.
Yeah, but I mean, so this is cool. So we've got actually a bit more of the lens on Jessica, which is great because apart from this issue being mainly let's get the band together.
Yeah.
She actually has her own little arc and story here.
Yeah, her B plot, so to speak.
Her B plot. Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. Let me go to the next issue. Here we go.
Oh, and look, there's Jess's ass crack right in the middle. I'm sorry. I have this cover because it's Jess on it. But I just this is one of the starts of the how women are drawn with broken back things in the early 2000s. And this cover is one of them. Anyway,
I mean when so I mean for here, this part two, like even when she dons her costume again, David Finch does it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So the main, let me just kind of think of the main. What happened here mainly? So we get the whole team together. Jessica becomes, she dons her suit again. Let me just I'll have to flick ahead just a little bit. There's that suit. I'll come back, Seren. Oh yeah, it's with Max Dillon. They go capture Electro.
Yeah.
So they actually are trying to find. They're working their way investigating, and they catch up with Electro, and they try to get a name. So we see Jess, I think, later on go to jail to the raft. A very funny scene.
That's the next issue, I think.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. So this is let's just keep it to the Electro.
Yeah. So Maria Hill's pissed that the Avengers are together again, and she tries to take them down. And Cap's like, "I override you. I can do whatever the shit I want."
And look at her face, unchanged, 3 panels.
Yeah, he just copy pasted that. She's just like,
Yeah,
doot, doot,
exactly.
at a bubble. Jess in her suit. There's that stupid scene with Spider-Man. Some people think it's funny.
And
I
Luke
think it's
Cage.
dumb.
Yeah.
They give Jess
Well, it just that's typical Bendis stuff. I think a
yeah.
little bit of
They
quippiness.
they do give Jess a little bit of shit about her name, and they establish to the people who are not familiar with Jess, because truly she really hasn't been in comics at all since her ended in the 80s. So they are establishing that Jess and Peter are not related in any way. Their powers are completely different.
Yeah, there's a couple of pages to really just to introduce for people who don't know as well, like the character. Yeah, that's the case. But yeah, the big revelation, I guess, here, and I thought this was funny, where Spider-Man kind of feels embarrassed, is that the dude that instigated this whole thing, Spider-Man recognized it as Electro.
Yeah, just by his elbow or whatever.
Just by Is
it his elbow or his
It is. I think it's looks like his arm, but it's weird. Yeah, it's his arm.
Yeah. That's
and you can see a little bit of his glove, electro-y glove at the bottom there. But Spider-Man's so embarrassed. I thought that's funny. It's like, he's one of my guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. Talking about the artwork. Sorry.
I will say that you could tell Jess has. You could tell she's got a lot of anger in this arc. Like, she's just.
Oh yeah.
Very,
she
which
does.
actually is very consistent with how Carla Pacheco writes her. But she definitely she does get like detective-y, but she also gets like super pissed real quick. So
yeah, she's a little, you could say hot-headed.
Yeah.
She gets quite hot-headed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Spider-Man is known to do as well. Sometimes you don't see it enough, but he actually has he can throw a little tantrum every now and again. It was more prominent, I think, in the 80s and 90s. He kind of blows up, but he's pretty much more now seen as a cool, calm customer. So I don't know where that came from or why they bothered to do that, but yeah.
Our Quinjet, first Quinjets, yay!
Quinjet, yeah, and just the team now are in there, so there's a little bit of a moment there. Cap, everyone's got their suits on, and off they go. So we get a bit here. I enjoyed the little bit of characterization for Max as well. He shows his power, but he meets up with Maya.
I think.
Mia, yeah. Yeah, and so he's got a little bit of, he's not a totally evil bad guy, but she discovers that he's the guy that broke everyone out of the raft.
Yeah.
And I love this splash page. It's just pretty much strike a pose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like Jess is like is a weird angle, but everyone else looks pretty bad.
Yeah, she's leaning back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not her. I don't know.
Yeah, but easy work for the Avengers. Obviously, Tony's planned ahead, of course. Contains him. Luke scares the hell out of Electro, and he just faints, I think. And then this is a cool scene.
It is this issue. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. So the Jess centric. She goes not to the raft. Sorry, the Rikers Island. She goes there
where everyone's staying.
Yeah, where everyone has stayed. They've still got 42. The whole idea is like 42 criminals have escaped, and so that's an ongoing thing. I love this. Jess is playing on their weaknesses, so she wants a name, and I guess they get really bad food in jail, so she brings in a box of apple crumb cake.
Okay, Entenmann's donuts.
Yes,
Entenmann's donuts are specifically named here. Now, they're not as good as they used to be, but those were the shit back in the day. Yes, they were. Really? They were seasonal, but they were the shit. They were so good. I still eat Entenmann donuts. I will get a whole box of like their little glazed donut holes and just pop them into my mouth. And guys, my eating habits are terrible. And so they're very good. And Entenmann's is good, and that was an actual thing they made, and they were tasty.
Okay, so I guess for those,
I would also.
They're not international, right? They must be.
Sell out for a donut. Yeah, I guess they are. But I would sell out for a donut. Yes.
I loved it. I think it's Mr. Hyde. It's either Mr. Hyde or the Mad Thinker. Just straight away, can't like us. So give me the donuts.
Yeah.
And everyone's screaming for it. So it's so fun. I just thought
that's a very Jessica Drew move. I love it.
So they look up Carl Lycos. He's a mutant. We find out a bit later on.
Yeah, he's a Thoron. And
he's Sauron.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
Sauron. So you know that scene where, like, Peter's like, you can.
yeah.
It's not in this arc, but Peter's like, you can cure cancer. He's like, I don't want to. I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah, because later on in a couple of issues we'll see Sauron, but because I was flicking through these issues a little bit fast, Seren.
Yeah,
I guess I missed that point, but yeah, cool. So he's a guy that has engaged Electro to break everybody out. So everyone's going to. I love it. They go to the.
That's a good splash page, like at the end with like over
that
the
is
ocean.
Beautiful.
So pretty. That's very pretty.
The coastline. So the colorist, full props to the colorist.
Yeah, Frank D'Armata. He's used to coloring
Frank
Jessica.
D'Armata.
Oh, can you go back up? Go back up to that one. Because I want to say you can see the circle, like right in front of the jet. You can see like the circle of the light there. It's so good.
Yeah, the lens flare.
Yeah, that's the
but
word.
It's also.
I love it.
It's a mixture of like if you look at the sky and the sea, I think it's a mixture of computer graphics
as
well as just hand drawn. It just looks really good, and sometimes it looks tacky. I think if you try to mix the two, but I think it's done really well in this series.
Yeah.
So like even the movement, like we see there's a blur in the foreground of the leaves as the Quinjet comes through. I think it's just really subtly done. And so they're in the Savage Land and they kind of crash in there.
Well, no, he landed it just fine, and then it blew up.
Sorry. It landed fine. I stand corrected. He got it there, and then it just blows up. Oh, that's true. And then of course, there's a T-Rex to greet them. I love the Savage Land. They should. And actually, this is interesting as well, Seren, because when I was reading this, I had read, because there was a Moon Knight appearance in it, Black Panther around this time, and they're doing the same thing. There's the shortage of vibranium. I think T'Challa destroys a lot of vibranium for some reason, but there's a lot of vibranium in the Savage Land, so it becomes a hot spot for people to kind of plunder vibranium. So that kind of, I think, gets mentioned here, and I like the continuity between that and the Black Panther series.
And apparently, here we go, and it ends with Jess with claws to her throat. Hey, Wolvie. It's very obvious who that is.
Exactly.
But no, speaking of a little bit of things, so apparently, if I'm understanding my comic lore correctly, if I'm understanding my comic lore correctly, Earth is the only place that has vibranium in the universe until they discover a planet called Torfa in Captain Marvel, that also in the Captain Marvel comic series by Kelly Sue DeConnick, that also has vibranium.
Okay.
And Torfa is the planet from the movie, but I don't think it's established that they have vibranium there.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, I mean it would
could
make
be wrong.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I could be misremembering, but they're like one of the only other planet that has vibranium.
I mean, if vibranium came from an asteroid or a meteor, then that'd be interesting. Then where did it come from? And obviously there would be more out there. So cool. I'd never considered that, but that's really cool.
Yeah. And here's our final Avengers member on the cover. Good old Wolvie.
Yeah, and I guess this issue is more about, I guess by proxy, it's getting Wolvie into the team, but it's very much, I think it departs from the whole breakout thing in the sense that you get a nice. I mean, it's still connected because it's got Carl Lycos, of course, but since it's set in the Savage Land, for me, it felt like a really nice kind of, I don't know, separated little story out of the whole breakout.
Yeah, because this one actually I feel like this one actually kind of wraps up more the breakout, and then the final issue of Breakout uncovers the whole other plot, in my opinion.
That's a good, definitely.
So, so this one is like really wrapping up some Breakout. They kick some dinosaur ass. It's real good.
Dinosaur.
Jess,
how about the Jess Wolverine?
Jess and Luke get jumped by Wolverine. Which is very interesting because if you go to Jess kicks Wolvie's ass and stabs him in the throat with his own claws, which is
his own claws.
which
is pretty
so messed up, and I love it. I love Jess so much.
And he just shoves it out of the way. Son of a...
Yeah.
He goes to
Yeah.
in the thing.
So now he goes to her, and Luke is trying to stop him, and then they're walking back like nonchalantly in that top one, and then Wolvie's coming after him again, which I think is hilarious.
And he just pushes him off. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have this whole conversation of like Jess and Wolverine are like, going back and forth. She's like, well, you jumped me. And he's like, you stabbed me in the throat. She's like, well, you jumped me. Like, so of course I'm going to stab you in the throat with your own claws. But what's interesting here, which is I think is one of the early clues that Jess is not who she is that he did not recognize her or Luke. Now, we know Luke isn't a Skrull, but we know Jess is. And I think could have been more Jess that threw him off than Luke.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because he was right behind Jess in the end of the last issue. That's a really cool point, and it's so fun to come back and retrospectively see these sorts of things. But yeah, I think that's absolutely valid. Like because we all know Wolvie's primal and senses and smell. Yeah, and he knows Jessica, so he wouldn't intentionally like attack her.
Right.
They know each other. They've got a history. So
yeah.
So
it's that's a very interesting point. And also, I feel like if Daredevil had stayed on the team, he probably would have figured Jess out
which is probably it's probably an astute decision by Bendis to leave Daredevil out. Otherwise,
yeah. But Daredevil got fooled by Elektra too, so
Oh yeah.
But anyway. So some ass kicking.
Mutates.
Yep.
Yeah, some apes or whatever they are. Some cool. It's the Marauders, right? Because we got Vertigo here. So she's working with Carl Lycus. We'll see.
Okay.
But she met Vertigo. Oh, Seren, I don't know if you've ever had Vertigo.
I've never. I have had Vertigo, yes, but I don't know who the character is.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because I've had Vertigo.
Oh,
as well.
are you saying
terrible?
Yeah.
No. The condition, the actual
yes,
having it.
I have had it. It's terrible.
It's terrible, isn't it? Yeah. So can you imagine Vertigo? For those that don't know, she's a mutate. So she's a person that's turned into a mutant, rather than being a mutant. I think that's a definition of a mutate.
She was born. She was not born a mutant. She was turned into one.
She was. Yeah, exactly.
Like it was like her gene was activated against almost sort of like an Inhuman in a way, but not. Maybe she had the gene, but it never activated, and then they
never activated
or something. I don't know how those work, but yeah, okay.
But
actually, I'm gonna say this too. As we get into this, you'll see like these little ape people. They kind of remind me of Alpha Primitives from the Inhumans, but they're not those, which is interesting too. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway, so Vertigo obviously says it in the name. She can manipulate the vertigo in your ear, that kind of balancing, and so she incapacitates all of the Avengers. And then they wake up in the lair of the... Oh my gosh, there she is. I haven't seen her in yonks. I didn't notice. Sarah, and there's... I can't even remember her name, but she's like a mutate as well. Really cool marauder. She's... I can't remember what she she does, a frost person. And there's a dude there with a big head. And they're all strung up.
Is that dude there with the big head? Is that supposed to be MODOK?
No, surely not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's like I'm trying to figure out who he is. Like I should know who he is. He's not MODOK. I know he's not MODOK, but I feel like I should know who he is, but I can't think of who it is. It's not the Thinker, is it?
No, not the Thinker. No, I don't know who he is, to be honest. Oh, there's Slug as well. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to see everyone. There's another mutate he calls Slug. He's very creepy. He can, Seren, he's got like suckers on his hands.
Yeah, no thanks.
And he can... No, but he can secrete this paralyzing toxin all over you, and then so he can basically control you. So it's not mind control. He can control your body, which is awesome.
Nope.
Anyway, so the Marauders, they're all in the Savage Land, obviously. There's Carl. Hi, Carl. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
Got a cup of coffee. It's got no shirt on. Carl, come on. But then again,
it sounds like he's got some Namor vibes going on here in this moment.
He does. I think I read, again, because I've glossed over the Wolverine mentions he's got this mutant ability to borrow.
Yeah,
powers,
so he absorbs mutant energy and then he turns into a giant dinosaur person.
Yes.
So
I don't know. Yeah.
He absorbs all of Wolverine's and
Wolvie's
then
healing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. I
I guess we should go back to how they're naked and
Oh yeah.
And Peter says he doesn't wear underwear because it chafes. And Jess
Yeah,
goes like, I went off the team. And I'm like, yeah, I would went off the team too, Jess. Anyway, that's all I wanted
Well,
to
she also says at the beginning as well, look, they couldn't just have left her underwear on, which is a valid point. I mean,
Yeah.
why do they? Obviously, but now we have them. There's this little scenario where they're all naked and they have to fight naked, which is kind of tropey in a way. Like it happens every now and again.
You're most vulnerable when you don't have your clothes on.
That's right. Well, for Peter, that doesn't seem to matter. I mean,
no, Peter seems very like it's every day for him, so it doesn't.
Happy to go commando. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's that one time. There's that one issue later on where like he like webs underwear on himself. And it won't come off, and Jess is like, yeah, that would only happen to him, so it's definitely really Peter. It was really funny. It was after Secret Invasion. So now they're fighting naked.
Fighting naked. Tony Stark has got like a battle initiative on his suit or something. It turned into like a flying killing machine. Just to not kill, obviously. But yeah, they get their suits back. They're all good. I missed this whole thing. What's this thing about booty?
Because
my booty.
Because Peter calls his boots booties, and Luke Cage gives him shit for it, as he rightfully should.
What do you call it? A boot.
Yeah. So there's some info dump with Shield here. Like Jess is like, "Yo, no, this is not how Shield operates. There's no way." It's really kind of blurry on mine. I can't really see the resolution very well. But basically, Jess is like, there's no way Shield's involved in this shit. I think that's what she's saying here. Is that what she's saying? I can't see it very well.
Yeah, opposite. Yeah.
Okay.
She doubts that Shield did this,
right?
Because they're peacekeeping, so no zone. Yep. So they're the whole Avengers Assemble business, and we got Wolverine in on the mix as well now. Oh, there's Slug. Love him. There he is.
I don't like him. Nope. He's bad. Don't like.
So you can see the tentacle. You can see the tentacle.
No,
no. The suckers on his.
No.
So Wolverine goes in for the kill. He goes in the kill for, and you're right, there you go. There's Lycos turning into Sauron. Awesome. I love Sauron. He's cool. I say that, yet I don't know much about him.
He is a really cool character design. Like, that's pretty badass.
He's cool. Yeah, I first came across him in classic X-Men, like back when I was reading when I was young, and I thought he was the coolest ever. And he can hypnotize people, all that sort of stuff. But he gets shot.
Yep.
By a White Widow.
Right? No, she's Black Widow. It's Yelena Belova.
Agent Belova. Sorry, Agent Belova.
Yeah, and I can't remember if this is spoilers. I'm not going to spoil this as much, but I can't recall if Nat is supposed to be dead at this point or not. I don't recall if the name of there's a comic called Black Widow: Name of the Rose, which is excellent, and I can't recall if this takes place after that or not.
Right.
So I don't remember, but you should all read it because it's real good. It's written by Marjorie Liu, who writes Monstrous. It is excellent. I think Fiona Staples is the artist on it. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's really good.
Okay, I'm just going to shout out while we're talking about Black Widow, and with my obsession, I played her recently in Marvel Champions, and she's awesome as well.
Excellent.
It's all about preparing. It's so cool. The way you play Black Widow, she's all about preparing.
It's very cool how they make the characters all different.
It's very much it's one of the most appealing things. So you play, like I played War Machine last night, and it's cool. It's all very gun weapon centric. But yeah, with Black Widow, it's all about you can set her up, and she's prepared for any attack against her, which is really good.
Very good. And here we are, the final issue of the arc.
Very heroic again. So we get Jess on the cover, which is cool.
Yes.
Wolverine's in there now.
I think we've got the entire series. I mean, I like Jess is on a cover, which is fantastic, and it's really an iconic cover. Don't get me wrong. That cover with Jess for number 4, is an iconic cover. It's iconic. However,
it is.
It's her ass crack. Anyway, this is my favorite cover.
This is a good cover. I like this one. I do like if we're just talking about covers holistically, I do love the Wolverine cover. I thought that was pretty
that
good.
was really good too.
But yeah, yes. So they're surrounded by these agents, Agent Belova.
What were they called? This is a Thunderbolts team, or it's not quite Thunderbolts yet, but it will be.
Yeah.
So
Did they make mention of them?
What?
Oh, did they make mention of the name here?
No, they don't. Not that I can see.
No.
So we have Agent Belova, and Jess goes on a spree of what the fuck is going on because I'm higher ranked than you. Stand down. And they don't.
Like Spidey, Bellahooha.
Right.
Bellahooha. So,
yeah.
I must say, interactions between these characters I really enjoy, between Luke Cage and Jessica Drew and Spider-Man in particular. They're just, it's a funny dynamic.
Yeah, I do like Jess and Peter's dynamic. They're fun. They are fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why people ship them, but
oh yeah, they don't have that vibe.
No, they absolutely don't. But they're fun. They're more like siblings than anything else. But I do like them. They're a fun vibe. So there's a big fight.
Wolverine is still a bit more on the berserker side, so Cap has to kind of rein him in. Hits him with a shield, but everyone just fighting. Big nice little fight here.
Oh, I like this part with the magnet because apparently Wolverine is magnetized.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then the fight stops.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jessica, as you were mentioning, she's quite aggressive.
Yeah.
When she tries to interrogate Belova. So yeah.
Or Elena. I guess her real name is actually really Elena. It's not Yelena. It's Elena, but with the silent Y. But yeah. But yeah, Jess is like, no compunctions. I will hurt you to get information.
Yeah, she's using the Venom Blast to threaten her.
And Steve tries to rein Jess in, and then they get attacked by Sauron, and
he smokes Elena.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so she's gone screaming into the bushes, and
she's like on fire. And then I'm not sure what this bonk is. Like, what is Luke throwing? Did he get like the shield or something and bonk it back? Oh no, because
I think he just punched him, right?
Or he punched it back at him because he has impenetrable skin, so it probably didn't bother him. So he just threw it back at him, and he came back, and Wolvie
catches him.
Yeah, and
does he? Or kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that wraps up the Savage Land bit because they've got
Yeah, so they've got him all done. And then they get some additional readings, and then look, underground vibranium mine.
Yes,
and Jess is freaking floored that Shield is participating in this because this is not anything that I do like Jess's expression in that one panel here.
Yeah, true. She looking back at Cap. She's just really kind of, oh god.
Yeah. What's she saying? Because I can't read it.
I'm right, Cap. Right? Is that what this is? They're illegally stockpiling banned weapons materials.
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
And Luke is going, this is our government that's doing this. But Cap basically says, we've got to stop them.
And then Jess, they're like, well, why doesn't Jess know about this shit? And she doesn't, because,
she doesn't. If you know, you know.
Yep. So they go and try and stop it.
They try to stop it, but my gosh.
They get nuked by Shield, quite literally.
Yes. Rain of fire by Shield base. And it's a massive explosion. Like, we're talking, oh god, I don't know.
That's
you can see the explosion bubble.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And they are protected.
It's decimated everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're protected.
Thanks, Tony, for tech.
But everyone else is dead, really.
Yeah.
There was that whole camp, and they're all dead. And you see the helicarriers at the top.
And there's a whole nasty discussion with Hill going, we didn't know about this shit. And Jess is like, like we believe you, because honestly, I wouldn't either.
Can I just say, Maria Hill is absolute kick-ass. She's
I love her.
Kind of stoic.
Yeah.
There's a
people would call her a bitch. I would say, well, yes, she is, but also she doesn't take shit. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, I've just finished reading the latest run of Secret Invasion by Ryan North, and it's Maria Hill centric.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I need to.
Okay. No spoilers. Just needless to say that she's portrayed really well in it. I
I'm
think she's
so mad
really
Jess
good.
isn't part of it. Anyway.
Anyway. Yes, so there's a big discussion here. And Jessica says someone in S.H.I.E.L.D. is stockpiling powered criminals.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
And then they realize that they've kind of played their hand too early, because now the people know that they know. Whoever is doing this knows that the Avengers know, so now they have to be more careful. They had that brief.
And
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, about to say, and they kind of officially recruit Wolvie now.
Yep.
The
Cap had some reservations, but Tony's like, nope, we need him because he'll do what you can't.
Yep. Good stuff, Tony.
And then dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
Someone's making Belova an offer. And
can't just let her rest. I mean, poor woman is like,
No, but this is a whole very important plot line for Black Widow that sets up. So it's a really good story, actually. I quite enjoy it. So that gets played out. I don't know if it gets played out in this series or in another one, but it's really good. So the B plot line for Widows is real good.
Cool.
So but this deal is very similar to a deal that is made in Giant Size Spider-Woman. These you can kind of see the overlapping similarities, although Jess wasn't in these life support dire straits that Elena is in. So yeah.
So the plots keep on moving here. This is great. It's such a good run. I must say.
This is a really good run. This is some of Bendis' best work. Like, he's got this street. He's so good with the street level characters. When he tries to go bigger than that, I just feel he's not as good.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Fair enough.
Secret Invasion was fantastic when he went like that, but he's best when you take the street level heroes into cosmic things. I don't feel like he's as good with just cosmic heroes. Does that make sense? I do love how he writes Jess here, though. I do love how he writes Jess, and I love her in Agent of S.W.O.R.D. Agent of S.W.O.R.D. is one of my favorite runs ever. I love how he writes Jess here.
I love it. He does. He has a really good handle of Jess, I think.
He does. But so that is the first arc. So we basically has established Jess's little B plot that he's definitely working for somebody else on the side, but who is it? We probably think we know. We've got some little hints that some people might not be who we think they are. And I only noticed this now, having what I had read. I forget how I did it so backwards when I got into comics, because I got into comics for Black Widow. Then I started Captain Marvel because everyone was raving about it. And then Jess was in Captain Marvel, and I went, "Who's this Spider-Woman?" And then I read her entire backlog backwards. And then I was like there. I got to Agent of S.W.O.R.D. and I'm like, "What's this?" So then I had to read Secret Invasion, and that's when I realized through all of it, I was like, "Oh shit!"
I know.
It's so
what a
good.
Revelation.
It was so
It is
good.
very good.
But no, my biggest revelation, I don't know, when I think people with Secret Invasion who were reading Secret Invasion didn't realize it either. I don't think they all realized that literally from the start.
Yeah.
Jess has not been Jess. It's so good.
Yeah.
So spoilers, Jess isn't really Jess, but it is Jess, because if you look at how she's been characterized in the comics, she's pretty spot on.
Yeah, you'll have fun, I guess, regardless of knowing the spoiler or not. Spider Babies, it is it's highly recommended, highly. That's why Seren and I are working our way towards Secret Invasion, alongside the fact that the TV show is coming out soon as well.
Yes,
so,
it's honestly probably one of my favorite. Secret Invasion is probably one of my favorite comic storylines. I really like it a lot.
And what would you give Sarah now that Breakout is all done and dusted? What would you kind of give this one out of 5?
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really there are some bits of art that I wasn't cool on, but that's probably really the downturn. The art's really spectacular in some parts, and then in other parts I'm just eh. But the story, as far as the story goes, I really like the story because Bendis has established a really good mystery and B plots for several characters, which is really great.
Yeah, I totally agree. 4.5 as well. I felt in hindsight now, a little bit of a slow start.
Oh yeah,
because
Pretty
the first
typical.
issue, there wasn't much that happened, but like looking at these last 4 issues, it's just jam packed with awesome stuff, and like the canvas is expanded because like when they go to the Savage Land, we're not just in New York with the raft and all that. It just seems the scope is so much more enlarged
Oh yeah.
by the time we get to issue 6. So yeah, it just gets better and better, I think, as it goes. And as you said, all these other strands, and then seeing retrospectively Jess's reactions and little things with her, it just makes it really enjoyable. So
yeah, no, it's real good.
Yeah, we do have a couple of bits of feedback here. I'll just on Twitter, we have the first one from Matthew Edwardson at Matanative. And Matthew says, I honestly really like the whole Breakout deal. New Avengers was the first long-running comic I ever read, and may just be due for a reread because it's been a while. Matthew, please, I hope you join us when we do it as well. Shame Jess is spoilers, and more spoilers. So thank you, Matthew. It is it's exceptionally exciting and fun if you are a Jessica Drew fan.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we're not really, I mean, we're not spoiling really because we've kind of basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
So what did he, well, you said spoiler. So what did he say? Because we're telling.
Oh, no, he just said shame Jesse. I guess it's not associated with our show particular, but he's just he's commenting on shame Jess is, and he's refraining from spoiling, I guess, what happens to her. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see the actual thing. Sorry, I didn't read it myself. I'm sorry.
No worries. But thank you so much, Matthew, for your comments. Hope you, I hope you're tuning in. I hope you can follow our journey too.
Yeah.
Also, as well, valued Spider Baby Jess herself. Spider at Spider Woman OFCL, and also a huge Critical Role fan, I'm sure.
Yep.
You know that, Seren. An Avengers series with a focus on Jess. My God, what a dream this was. The way they left this issue made me, the way they left this issue made me so excited to read the next, to hopefully figure out what shady Jess had gotten into. I love this story. Couldn't agree with you more there, Jess.
So good.
Very, very cool. And finally, our friends Rustin, Tonic FX mentions on Instagram, Jess is flying without the costume. Jess is split between the Avengers, Shield, Hydra, and the Skrulls. Busy issue 4, even with spider powers. I don't know how this pose works on the front cover. How iconic is that page 4 at this point? I think that might have been one of the hero shots.
Oh, yeah. Jess is just a badass. She's so good. That was a really good panel, though. Is that the panel you're talking about in issue 4 with her flying without her? Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Issue 5, Jess holds her own against Wolvie. She does more than that. Jess's hair strategically grows longer, then shorter. Oh. Issue 6, did Jess and Wolvie do a flying fastball special? I remember at the time really liking the art on these issues.
I didn't even notice that, truth be told.
I didn't notice that as well. But Rustin says, but looking back now, it's just meh. So Rustin's tastes for art has changed, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, thank you so much, Rustin. Fastball special. I can't wait to see that again. I've got to have a look.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look for that. I totally missed it in the art. I'm going to have to. Yeah. Oh, now I'm mad. I missed it.
Yeah. So cool. With that, I mean, so Sarah, next episode, are we still figuring out what we're doing? I can't remember. Are we doing
I have to do some research.
Giant size? Oh yeah, we'll do some research. We'll let you know.
I think we are doing giant size Spider Woman though, because there's an original short in that, and there are a couple of classic, like in that issue, there are a couple of classic
Yep.
I think, though, we need to time it a little bit, so I need to do some research because I need to do some research between now and our next recording. But I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, yeah, keep an eye out and an ear out, Spider Babies, for that. But we'll be sure to continue our coverage, keeping it modern until we kind of hit Secret Invasion. But we'll let you know which ones we'll do. We'll probably do another bulk package, hopefully not cramming at this time.
Yes.
But yeah. But I still enjoyed it. And as I said, I'm going to go reread these issues again just to lap it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That about does a Seren for this one.
It does.
Awesome always to chat with you.
You as well.
It's fun. Yeah.
Late.
So thank you, Spider Babies. It's getting late for you as well.
Yeah.
So with that, as always, Seren.
To know her is to fear her.
Cool. Catch you later.
If you'd like to contact us with your thoughts on Spider-Woman and her amazing series, you can drop us a line at spiderwomanpod@gmail.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Spider-Woman Pod or To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast. Catch us on Twitter at Spider-Woman Daily or on Discord, Tumblr, and Podchaser. Look for all our links to our social platforms in the show notes.
We are also proud members of The Collective, a supergroup of podcasters dedicated to covering all the characters and news in comics and beyond. Search for #TheCollectiveNet on Twitter to see the latest on all the shows, or click on the link provided in our episodes to give you a list of who's part of The Collective. Finally, please consider giving us a rating on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Whether it be to sing your praises or give us pointers on how to improve the show, any ratings will help cast our web further and potentially reach out to more Spider Babies out there.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next upcoming episode, but until then, remember, to know her is to fear her.
Spider-Woman and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Material used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only, under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.